Yeah, we got it.
So,
Hey, we should run it. Do you want us to run it, or do you want to explain first? What do you think is better?
if you can run it if you want, and then I'll explain all the feelings that were going on after we see it.
You're legit surprised here, though, right? Is what we need to take away.
Legit, honest to God, truth. I usually know everything going on in our world today because of the position that I'm in. This is the first time probably in a decade that I've legitimately been surprised at something that happened in the show.
All right, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. The moment to make Michael Cole. I didn't know that. I've been here 27 years. I didn't know that was coming. This is from Saturday at the Royal Rumble. I think the lead off, this is how the show started, which is an incredible honor. Thank you so much to whoever, like everybody over there, Paul and Nick, and obviously everybody else that is being involved in the conversation of how the show is being run. So incredibly nice.
Wait till you hear the numbers. Wait to hear the numbers. We'll discuss that after all this. Wait to hear the numbers.
This is lead off for Royal Rumble on Saturday from San Antonio.
Kicks off right now. Let's go.
You're not registering for shit.
You gotta be kidding me. You didn't say anything about this. I didn't know anything about this. My year's ruined already. Are you kidding me? McAfee's here. I'm done. McAfee is here. You should have told me about this, Cole. I didn't know.
Peacocking on him, Mike.
I FaceTimed him earlier today. He was in a studio in Indianapolis. Him and that goof stooge Boston College were playing that stupid golf game he has in his Thunderdome. That's it. Cancel WrestleMania.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pat McAfee!
How the hell is McAfee here?
Right there. Not flipping.
Too sloppy.
I still get goosebumps.
Dude, it was sick.
I'd rather get a root canal. This is ridiculous. Nobody even. Don't you come over here. Go to that side.
Good for Corey.
Don't you think about it. You better not. Don't. Brother, McAfee pulling the Joel Embiid here tonight. He's pulling the joy out of my heart. This is completely begrudging. Welcome back.
That was awesome. Shout out to Frosty for setting it up. Shout out to you,
Dude.
Michael Cole. That was amazing. And shout out to the people at WWE that did know. I think like 3 people keeping that under wraps.
Exactly.
It's impossible to keep a secret. It happened late in the week. I fucking enjoyed the hell out of it. What a night that I'll remember forever. 51,000 some people. That place was huge. I hadn't been in there, obviously. I landed 27 minutes before the show starts. I go right in there, into a bus, into the back of a golf cart, into Gorilla. Hey, how you doing? Boom, through the curtain. Holy fuck, there's a lot of people here. This is a long walk. It was amazing. I can't thank you all enough for allowing me to do that type of shit.
Did you tell the story today about how you almost didn't make it?
Yeah, we mentioned it in passing, but yeah, we did.
Yeah.
There was a plane that could not take off, and then we had to find another plane in the Midwest.
There weren't many.
Just day of, tough to do. I did send a text to a billionaire here in town that owns the Indianapolis Colts, and they were going to look, they looked into it, and before they even got it, Kevin Dahn and the travel team over there had it fucking figured out without anybody knowing still. So it was unbelievable, Cole. It was a fucking great, and I appreciate your legitimate, genuine excitement to have me back. That doesn't happen everywhere. Like my dog Valerie will shake her tail when I come home. You seemed actually happy, and I appreciate you, man.
Well, Pat, honest to God truth, listen, you know how I feel about you and you know how I feel about our relationship and working on the air together and how I feel about AJ and all the boys there. I legit didn't know if we were ever going to see you again in WWE. I know that we talked back in September that you'd be back after the football season. A lot in your life has changed since then. A lot in our company has changed since then as well. And I legit did not know if you were ever going to be back. And if you noticed, I haven't said much to anyone publicly about when you were coming because no one knew. So when I sat down that day, Corey and I had prepared all afternoon to do the Rumble as a 2-man booth like we always do. And when the music hit, because when I think of Pat McAfee, I still think of White Stripes, right?
Yes.
So when the first couple of bars of the new song hit, I didn't immediately recognize it. And then Hunter, Paul Levesque was in my ear, and he said, "Are you going to sell it?" And I mouthed to him in the spy cam, "Sell what?" I'm like, "Sell what?" And then I looked up and I saw your video board, and I'm like, "Oh my God, you're ribbing me." And then the music hit and you came out. And first off, I didn't know what to say because I wasn't sure if you were coming out to be an announcer or you were coming out to actually be the number one entry of the Rumble because we were starting the Rumble match. So I didn't even know what to say. And then when I saw you wearing your blazer, I'm like, oh my God, he's coming out here to be an announcer. And I was legit like so excited. Like my wife actually watched. And the funny thing about it was my wife doesn't really watch the product at all. And she had texted me a few minutes before the show started and she said, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "Listen, put on Peacock. We're about to start the show. You can see how many people are at the Alamo Dome, and we live in San Antonio, so it's home for us." So she actually put the show on, and she thought I was texting her to tell her that you were coming back. I knew nothing about it. She texted me and said, "Pat," right in the middle of your entrance, and I said, "I knew nothing about this." It was craziness, dude. And the people, you should have, if you look up close in a lot of the videos when you came out, the people that were sitting like in the front row behind us, the smiles on their faces and like the genuine excitement of everybody to have you back in the building, it was absolutely incredible. I text Kevin Dunn and I text Paul as soon as you sat down because one of them said in my ear, "Well, Pat's joining you on commentary tonight." And I'm like, "Well, no shit." And so then I text Paul and Kevin, and I text them and I said, "You fuckers, I can't believe that you guys ripped me." And they just laughed. They, LOL, great stuff. And again, very few people in that building knew it was happening. It must have been a thrill for you to come out there and hear that response after you've been away for so long.
I talked to, and sorry, AJ, I know you were going to get your question in there, but kind of, I would be dumb for you to answer that question from Cole. But I didn't know. I was talking to Nick. Nick was the one I was talking about, and we had kept in touch, obviously, you and me and Nick, numerous people around the company, like throughout the season, a lot of well wishes and best wishes. I had a lot of people, whenever I did the moonsault into the Tennessee River, a lot of picture perfect, like a lot of support and love from the wrestling world who necessarily or might not necessarily be into the sports world. But there was a lot of conversation about, am I coming back? When am I coming back? You and me talked about that a lot. And I couldn't stay committed to working out because how tired I got by the end of the season. So I knew Royal Rumble participating was probably out of it. Wanted to be a part of something meaningful, wanted to be something, I don't want to disrespect anybody at all. So whenever it kind of came together for me to commentate like Thursday, I think it was like Friday maybe? Thursday or Friday, and Nick was being so kind, and Hunter.
Yeah, because you and I, sorry to interrupt, but you and I talked on Thursday, remember?
Yes. FaceTime-wise,
and I don't think at that point you had any idea.
Yeah, I definitely did not. Because I'm terrible at that whole thing. There was a moment somebody called in, I think it was on Wednesday, somebody called in, and they asked me about the Rumble, and I said, I'm trying to figure out how to say this, because at that point I had nothing, but the internet was cooking that I was going to be there, so I still wanted to give a little...
Hey, maybe.
A little, like, I don't want to shut down the door that I'm not going to be there right now. That would be a very dumb play. That would be a stupid play to do on the internet, because also it's just like kind of hilarious to see what people say and see how it goes and what are they thinking I'm doing or what's being leaked maybe from behind the scenes of ideas that are coming, because I think we're very much in a conversation like, if we can figure something out that works, let's do it. So I was like kind of fascinated by the sheets and what they were tweeting and talking about. And the dirt sheets are the media for wrestling, always been around, right? Why is it called dirt sheets? Because the actual sheets that it was on was like, I think.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, like
that's
your
why.
shitty, like, so I was watching it all and what was being said and everything like that, and I was like, I do not. It was like funny for me to be like, I do not think that is accurate, but I'm not going to throw myself in, because if I do, everybody's going to say, well, that's what somebody who's going to the Rumble would say, and it's like I'm just going to kind of watch this thing go. So it wasn't until like Thursday or Friday it got locked in, and yeah, I told Nick, I said, I don't know, should you announce a commentator though? Like before every live show. For every live show that we did for, I don't know, 16 months, 14 months, however long it was, before every live show you get introduced, but it's not on camera, right? But it is to the house. It's a full, and the house is what, 13,000? That's a lot of fucking people to walk out, and it's not on TV. Then we sit down, then the show starts, and the whole thing goes. So they mentioned, like, we'll give you an intro, and then we'll start the Rumble, we'll do this whole thing, and I'm like, intro on the show? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, for a commentator? And Nick was like, Pat, don't be stupid. Yes, we are introing you or whatever. He was like, I was like, man, what if it's like, fuck this guy? And Nick's like, come on. And then I thought to myself, this is literally what every wrestler says whenever they're away and come back. I almost felt like a wrestler for a second because you watch those documentaries, Stone Cold, like the biggest of all time. They're like, I just hope they remember me. Like, I just hope these people remember me is the big thing. So when I go out there and that place said hello, I was like, man, this is pretty fucking sweet. I think you see me like get like super pumped about like, because I did miss that place. I missed the WWE universe, and they were so incredibly fucking kind. I couldn't have been more thankful, Cole. I couldn't have been more thankful.
Dude, listen, you're a megastar. Seriously, you are. And not only in our world, but in so many different places. And it would have been silly if we didn't do that. It's not like introducing Michael Cole at the beginning of the Rumble. 50,000 people would have moved me out of the building, right? But nonetheless, it was a moment that we needed to have. And I'm so glad they did. And, a lot of people have asked me, did you feel disrespected that you didn't know? You've been in this business 26 years. Did you feel disrespected that Pat didn't tell you that no one told you about this? And I said, hell no.
Yeah, we were working.
Dude, first off, I don't play those games. But secondly, I wanted a genuine reaction. I think even if I knew, I'd be able to pull it off. But that was as genuine a reaction as you can get. I mean, listen, I'm happy. My buddy's back. You and I made magic together for a year and a half on network television every Friday night. There's no doubt about that. And so many people were happy to see you.
That's very
and
nice.
I was just so glad to just be a small part of it. And I thought that me, you, and Corey Graves killed it. And I don't really talk much about my
Hell
work.
yeah, let's go.
But
dude.
I thought we had a great 4.5 hour show. I thought we told stories.
We thought it was 7
fun.
hours. We thought it was maybe 7 hours, 8
It
hours.
seemed like it. Hey, by the way, you didn't get up to go to the bathroom at all in the entire 4.5 hours. How'd you pull that off?
How about that? So I thought about that when we landed on the plane. I was like, I'm gonna pee here because I don't know if I'm gonna get a shot to pee next, And it's because I was going plane literally right to table. Like that was, so while we were sitting on the plane, I got dressed on the plane. I was like, man, this is kind of my last moment of like, everything's about to be about 7,000 miles an hour for the next, however many hours, 5 hours of my life, 6 hours of my life. So we kind of pieced that together. So I pee on the plane. Then we're able to get to bus though. We have like 4 minutes. We got to wait. We're too early. We got to wait just a little bit. This would be too early. So I pissed again on the bus. So those 2 pisses I would have probably never done in any other time. I think that's the right play. Need to squeeze 2 pisses out of me before long programs because that is a problem of mine, Cole. My bladder is active.
They didn't want you. So I always hang out, as you know, I always hang out in the gorilla position right on the other side of the curtain of the stage before the show, really up to showtime. And so obviously they had to keep you in the bus because they weren't sure how long. And I was hanging out at gorilla till 6:45 local time. And then I finally decided to saunter out to ringside, and Bruce kept Bruce Pritchard kept saying to me for the last 10 minutes, hey, you going to go out to ringside soon? When are you going out to ringside? You're going to go out to ringside? And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I guess I better go to ringside. So I went, not having any clue what was going on.
So it was pretty cool. How about old Brucey boy getting in on the action? Appreciate that.
Hey, how about these numbers, by the way?
Okay, let's dive in.
Royal Rumble this year, right? We had the highest gate in the history of the Royal Rumble.
Hell yeah.
At the Alamo Dome.
Hell yeah. Congratulations, WWE.
Highest gate ever. And this was the most watched Royal Rumble in history. Last year, we set the record, which you were a part of last year's Rumble, not the match, but the actual broadcast.
Hell yeah.
Last year, we set the record. This year, we beat that record by 50% in viewership for a Saturday night Royal Rumble pay-per-view.
Holy shit.
Massive numbers.
Business is
so
good,
all those people saw you come back. That's great. It's awesome.
Yeah, business is good.
And we had great stories, Pat. I mean, we really did. I mean, those of you who don't follow the product, I can't tell you how much you're missing because this Roman Reigns Kevin Owens bloodline, Sami Zayn storyline is probably the best television we've done in this company in a decade, and it's Emmy worthy in many ways. The last 15 minutes of the event Saturday night, Pat, we didn't say a word. We did not utter a sound for the last 15 minutes of that show.
51,000.
No, yes,
300.
No, and they were chanting "fuck you, Roman," and they were when Sami Zayn turned on Roman Reigns and hit him with the chair, that pop was enormous.
Yeah.
And if you go back and watch it on watch the video clips, it was amazing. It's going to be a great story. I'm just glad you were there to be a part of it. And, tonight, Monday Night Raw, USA Network. I'm at home, but I get to work with the announcers tonight on the show, and I'm looking forward to it. Cody Rhodes is going to be there. Cody won the Royal Rumble. Big story. Rhea Ripley will be involved. She won the Women's Royal Rumble. They're going to pick who they face at WrestleMania for the title, so it's a big show tonight. So we're getting into WrestleMania season, and Pat, you were part of it last year. You had a match leading up to it. You know what WrestleMania season's like.
Undefeated. This is WrestleMania season.
No, actually,
right
you're not. You're not. I'm still undefeated. You're not at WrestleMania.
Sanctioned matches, Cole. We don't count fake matches, dude. That was
it. Right there.
That's WrestleMania. Look at how hilariously dumb that is. That is not a fake photo. Shout out to whoever took this picture, too, by the way. I forget the photographer's name. Thank you.
Great work.
What a joke.
So,
I got
listen,
really
I'm
fucking drunk that night. Really. I mean, those were just
I'm going to bring, yeah. That's every night, but so we no, listen. So I'm just going to ask the question to get the elephant out of the room, right? Because I know the answer, you know the answer. But what is next for Pat McAfee in the WWE?
You know the answer?
The last we spoke is we don't know what's next for Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Raw tonight.
That's what I was
So that's the answer. That's the answer. Before everybody starts blowing up the phone lines and wanting to know what's next for Pat, no one knows.
I was excited to hear. Yeah, I was excited to hear what you. I was like, oh, you know, this is awesome.
Well, the last time I came on the show back in November, I said you were coming back after college football season, and the entire world held me to it.
It worked. Hey, we did it.
You were right.
We did it.
Pretty much.
It was football season. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I can promise you one thing, though. No matter what Pat, whatever he does, he will have a role in our company.
Thank you.
And will always be welcome in our company for the rest of his career. And whatever that is, whether it's a match, whether it's doing some commentary, whether it's, selling merchandise, who cares, who knows, but Pat will be a part of this.
I appreciate that. You guys have always been very cool to me. It was great to see the whole family behind the scenes as well. As I tried, because I go in there so fast. Afterwards, I got to chat with everybody pretty much that I haven't seen in a long time. Camera people, obviously, tech people, audio people, crew, hands, stage hands, roadies, fucking makeup people, interview, like literally every department, security. That bald fuck. You know what I mean? You know who I'm talking about. He's a Rangers.
JK.
Yeah, he's the man. It was great to see him. It was like cool to see everybody, like it was cool to see everybody, and everybody was so nice. During the Rumble, it was, because there was a lot of people in the Rumble that are formerly on SmackDown that I got to know pretty good that were potentially in it. As they would walk by to exit the Rumble, which was right next to where I was sitting, there was a hilarious exchange between me and pretty much every single person that went through, whether it was a blown-off fist bump from that jerk Bobby Lashley. Omos, I thought he was going to kill me the way he looked at me. But then Elias, my guy Elias, I gave him a little, it'll be better next time, And then that scumbag, the ex-con Dom Mysterio.
Oh, man.
I told him, hey, you need to
get out.
I thought he was maybe going to slap me in the face, and I didn't know if I was ready or not. But it was great to see everybody. I appreciate
How about Brock Lesnar almost killing us with steel steps?
That was real close, wasn't it?
Yeah, very close.
And then how about when he was walking back towards us? What was that all about?
Yeah. I don't know, but he was coming at you, so I just made sure I went over to the other side.
No, fuck that. Yeah, I am not around. I almost broke my hand the Friday before WrestleMania. Broke my wrist, almost, because that was when Brock was beating the fuck out of everybody with a chair. You remember that night?
Yes. Yeah.
And he was walking back and we still had, because I heard the countdown in my ear, we still had another 25 seconds on live air. And Brock was nowhere near stopping what he was doing. He had already hit 10 people with a chair, I think, maybe just killing people. And he was walking back towards the commentator table. And I'm like, no.
chance.
So I actually, you remember, we ran through the ring bell area.
Yeah,
and-
really fast.
And a cord was being
yeah.
pulled by a camera person, like trips me through my shin. I go down. I go down. I catch myself. That was on pavement. I get up. I'm like, oh, did I? Because I was so fucking
wouldn't have been
scared.
good.
Could you imagine accidentally fucking with that guy? No,
No,
way.
no chance.
Oh, thanks.
No, not at all. He's the strongest individual. He's hit me with the F5 and taken me out and stuff. And he is the strongest man on the planet.
Dude, he slammed those fucking stairs like Bam Bam. Dude.
Yeah.
Just picked
He,
it.
he lifts my fat ass like a feather. So that's telling you something.
People are saying you
So-
you look pregnant.
Yeah, I was
By the
messed
way,
up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. We this big heartfelt moment coming back, hugs. Can't wait to see you, my guy. The first thing you say to me is, "Hey, you look pregnant."
No, I said people on the internet are saying.
Yeah.
I was
Different.
examining. I thought you looked good. Of course.
That's a long story. I don't even want to get into all that. But anyway, it's pretty funny.
It was an old suit from back in the
Well,
day.
because as you
Yeah,
know,
food's a long story.
no, but as you know,
Jeez, Cole.
it doesn't matter because Boston's just going to make Connor's just going to make fun of me. So.
Well,
Bingo.
already happened while you didn't get the
Bingo.
AJ has a question for you though, Cole. I apologize. AJ.
Hey.
Mike, you mentioned that your wife doesn't watch a lot of the product. Are you gonna have to throw the singlet on and get the old aquarium back and get in that in the ring and actually get in there and mix it up a little bit to get her back in?
Aquarium.
WrestleMania is the last time, because of the match, that she's ever watched wrestling ever again. She was completely embarrassed until she saw the WrestleMania paycheck. Then she was like, "Hey, might start watching this." But no. The thing is, listen, I've been doing this 26 years. It's taken me away from home, taken me away from my family, and she appreciates everything that this company has given to me. It gave her a kidney transplant, paid for that and put two of my kids through college and given us everything we ever wanted in our life. The McMahon family. And, but she can't bring herself to watch every single week because she knows I'm not home. So, it's tough for her sometimes, but,
Do you
every
ever,
once in a
Mike?
while,
Do you ever take time to try to explain like the storylines of what's been going on, like in the industry? Does she sit there and listen? I would imagine that would be tough.
Hey, Yoli, Uncle Howdy is this. You had to do that. He had to do that to me, AJ. Did you hear that at all?
I didn't see that. No.
What's going on here?
Oh, that was classic.
That's pretty
And I
much
explained it to you on the air.
Yeah.
I explained it to you on the air. It was great. It was good. No, but
that's
AJ,
on me.
we don't really. She's real interested when Pat's involved, just because she knows,
I think it's
have a
healthy.
friendship with
I think it's
Pat.
healthy, Cole. That she doesn't have to hang on every word you ever say.
She is. She's interested in my work with Pat, in my work with Corey as well, because I work with Corey so much, and she's interested in that type of stuff, like Wade Barrett, who's doing SmackDown now with me. Wade's unbelievable. I mean, he's really stepped into that role and did a tremendous job, and so she's interested in that type of stuff, but. No, as for the story and stuff, she really didn't get into it.
Well, you got to stick with it, I think. That's what I realized whenever I was in the Rumble, because I'd watched for so long,
Yeah.
like through my life, and then I'd miss like a chapter or whatever through season, and then I'd come back and I'd see it in the off season, and I'd be able to pick it right back up. But when you're commentating, like you got to, you got to fucking know. So there was a couple moments during Royal Rumble where I was like, well, I'm not saying a thing for the next probably 4 or 5 minutes because I have no idea how we got here. I have no clue how we got here. I tried to catch up as much as I possibly could, but without watching, like that was the thing about SmackDown, and that's why I was kind of able to go in there by design, your mind, also Vince and everybody else, kind of keep me out of the loop on everything. But since I was there, I was watching every single episode, so I was like able to see everything, able to see what potentially like little detail, why did happen. So I was just able to kind of speak freely about what I had seen, what I thought was happening, why I thought it was happening, and I was just kind of carefree. A couple times during the Rumble where I was like, I have no idea how we got here. I have, like when Piper
but
came
that's
back.
why-
When Piper came back,
Piper Niven.
was that the first time we have seen
Yeah, since NXT days.
NXT? No.
Yeah, she was
Piper
Piper in NXT. I think, wasn't she?
I don't know. All I know is Doudrop.
Yeah, the
That's Doudrop.
formerly known as Doudrop.
She was Doudrop on the main roster. I do know that. Nonetheless, whatever the case may be, it's the first time on the main roster we saw her as Piper Niven. So
Okay,
see,
but that's hold on though. I'm a massive fan.
Yeah.
Doudrop isn't Doudrop anymore.
No, exactly. AJ massive. We are massive.
no,
She
it's
is.
not Doudrop anymore.
Yo, she is
Piper Niven.
hilarious, dude.
Doudrop.
Hey, Piper is a hilarious individual. I've got to meet her a couple times behind the
Awesome,
scenes.
awesome girl.
Fucking awesome. And in the ring, fucking great. Like very good. So whenever she comes out, and there's a thing underneath that says Piper Niven. I'm like,
Who?
that ain't fucking Piper. What are we?
And me and Corey are making jokes, and you have no idea what we're joking about.
Oh, I
It was
heard
like-
your dude, but I didn't know if it was her first time back or not. Like, I didn't know if she had been Piper Niven
Yes,
for
it
like
was.
2 months or if that was the first time.
Yeah.
So that was like a balance. I'm like, like, her name's Piper. I think I was very surprised, but very pumped. So it was kind of it was awesome.
But see, that's why the 3-man booth on Saturday worked, Pat, and that's why you're so smart as a broadcaster. Corey and I live this, right? This is our lives. This is like you do with the NFL, right? We live this and eat it and breathe it, and we know everything about it. So you let us do our thing. You let us talk about the statistics and everything else. And you came in and just do what you do best. You're a fan, and you had fun, and that's why it worked. If you tried to come in there and be an expert over and hadn't watched in 5 months or whatever it's been, you would have been foolish.
I've seen it. Hey, I've been trying to, but apparently, I shall say, there's a couple finer details that I did not know. But that pitch black match really came out of nowhere.
My God.
Nuts.
I had no idea that was happening.
Unbelievable.
Wait a minute. We got black lights how many? Where are these? This is incredible. The crew that you guys have, getting a chance to watch them work again was awesome. You know, see them obviously.
Yeah.
What up, though? 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 As they're doing their thing was awesome. But watching them work again is just, they changed the entire ropes. They retaped the entire ropes for that black light or the blackout match.
Mountain Dew,
Pitch black.
Yeah.
There it is. The pitch black match.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew pitch black match.
There it is. They're wrapping all this thing while a video is running. Okay, while a video is running that's counting down like 30 seconds, they're still fucking and doing it. So I'm like, geez, these folks, I forgot how good they are. I forgot how like great the whole operation is over there. So it was cool to be back, and I appreciate you guys welcoming me. Connor got to be front row at the show.
Yeah.
Loved every part of it, huh, Connor?
Yeah, it was incredible. Both the Rumble matches. I mean, the Alexa Bliss match was also, sublime, but also what you mentioned with them setting up the ropes and everything. They also built a stage for the performance.
Hardy.
Yeah, for Hardy. So, like, seeing how that all operates was absurd.
I don't think I don't think that crowd appreciated Hardy enough.
He brought the house down,
Well,
didn't he? In a bad
ways.
way, which was bullshit.
What's this guy's
He
deal?
it was really good. But the
Cole
house-
put him in a bad spot.
Yeah.
Cole said, you did. You gave Hardy no shot. You said, hey, before you guys watch maybe the conclusion of the greatest storyline we've done.
So I didn't say that. But
Oh, you didn't? I thought that's what you said.
Sounds
I
like
thought
you.
Anyways, I'm a massive Hardy fan. He was the one behind he was the guy at Depth. That's the first time I ever met him in person. I've listened to his music, and I think if a lot of those people in San Antonio listen to the lyrics of that guy, probably become a fan of his. But I dabbed him up or whatever, and I saw him. I was excited for that. Then I was told, I didn't even know he's going to have a fucking concert. I'm like, when's this concert? Did I miss the concert? Was it before? And they're like, right before main event. I'm like,
Not great timing.
I'm on. Hardy's going to have to bring the house down right before main event there. And I don't know if they gave him a shot. Had to time my life out there, though, Cole.
hey, he was genuinely excited to see you. You mentioned the production team. We have the. I say this all the time, and I know I've said this to you, Pat, on a number of occasions, but we have an all-star team at WWE. I mean, in every facet of what we do, when we're producing a show, whether it's Monday, Friday, or a premium live event, our cameramen are the greatest in the world. I mean, they've covered every sport imaginable, and now they're doing this. Our referees trained for this, our TV people, led, of course, by Kevin Dahn, our creative, led by Bruce Pritchard, of course, Paul Levesque handling everything. We have put together an all-star team of writers, production people, obviously athletes, to make this just an incredible place to work. And when we call it sports entertainment, dude, that's what it is. It's such a mix of wrestling and sports and entertaining people. And there is no show on this planet that will be able to do what we did this weekend. We were in Laredo, Texas on Friday. So the crew came in on Wednesday to set up that Alamo Dome. They all got in cars and buses and drove down to Laredo on Friday to set up an entire arena for SmackDown. Then they tore that entire arena down Friday night in Laredo, put them back into trucks to drive it back up 3 hours to San Antonio, to get in at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, to spend the whole next to the rest day to get us on the air by 7 o'clock at night. That's pretty damn good.
Yes.
There's no production company, there's no network, there's nobody in the entire planet that does that.
Yeah, Nikki and the boys are incredible at what they do, and to go back to your point, just that's all year round.
It's wild.
So, like, people go on tour, and there's going to be other people that have stage designers, and I assume people, roadies that put it together and all that stuff. I assume people do that. And I got respect for all those people. WWE, we're talking 2 shows a week, live TV, in arenas, the biggest stage of all time with so much different smoke, pyrotechnics, lights everywhere. Lights all have to be rigged the exact same, all on the same schedule.
Fireworks.
The amount of network, everything has to be on the same, down, up in less than 24 hours. That's just one particular case. Oh, there's going to be 51,000 people in here too. They can't break anything. We have to have it all figured out, and everybody has to have a good view. It's unbelievable. It's year-round, never stops. And a lot of them have been doing it for fucking like 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It is. I got to drink one of Kevin Dunn's Bud Lights.
What?
Took 2.
What?
Drank 1.
What?
Took 1 for the road.
What?
Almost was late to the plane.
What?
Almost missed duty hour time.
What?
Almost didn't make it home.
What?
Because I had 1 Bud Light.
What?
Grabbed 2 Bud Lights.
What?
And got to have a conversation with a couple of the camera people, obviously Stu and Rico and Grogan and everybody there. It was just nice to catch up with everybody. I can't thank you enough. You guys are fucking first class, and I appreciate the hospitality always. You're the man, Michael Cole.
Hey, Pat, we're doing Evansville in the last Friday of February, so I'm planning to come into Indy and spend some time on that Thursday with you all if you'll have me.
Yeah, wear socks.
I think you're back.
Mm-hmm.
No, dude, flip-flops is the deal on the show. You know that. And this time I promise I'm going to make a putt.
I doubt it.
Yeah, we'll see. We
Yeah.
did.
You're good with the mouth, not so much with the.
I'm gonna go get ready for Raw. I'm gonna go sit in my pool, have a little Bud Light,
What?
and be ready to go.
You're the man, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Cole.
Thanks, guys.
I did not know Cole was coming on. I did not know we were going to spend 42 minutes talking about the Royal Rumble on this particular Overreaction Monday. Happy we did.